This song called Howdy Hank. Howdy smiled on the wall outside, a greetings traveler. And Howdy sang by that old window pane, songs about the range.
Well, I was looking through this Route 66 book, and it just has a lot of cool pictures of, you know, old trading posts and stuff. And one picture that caught my attention was the Howdy Hank trading post, and it had a little caption about it saying how he'd been painted over this, you know, old time Route 66 cowboy.
Oh howdy, howdy don't painted over your boots.
I thought this cowboy disappearing from the road was kind of a symbol of, you know, the mother road in pieces, being torn apart.
When I first heard my brother's song about Howdy Hank, I knew it was something special. Last autumn, I decided to shoot a music video for it with my husband.
And one thing led to the next as we're talking about it, and it seemed like an obvious thing to do was to paint Howdy back on the side of a building and use that as the storyline for, you know, Dan and his band actually playing the song.
I became one of the mural location scouts with my co-producer, you, and that's where it all began.
Geraldine and I drove from California to Joseph City, a small high-desert town in Arizona that's 80 miles east of Flagstaff. We hoped to find the original trading post, despite rumors that it was torn down years ago. Instead, we found a massive power plant that dominated the skyline along Interstate 40.
It was early in the morning on a Sunday. It was a cold November morning. I mean, the whole city just seemed very sleepy and not very interested in Route 66.
We were just about to give up when we spotted a stretch of old 66 that led to a landfill.
One day, this little pickup came by, and up and down the road at least 3 times. And we thought, well, somebody missed the turnoff.
The one Adobe really started to match up, and I was looking, Cheryl, when you were driving, I was looking at the books like, my God, the window's here. My gosh, I think that's the building.
And these 2 young ladies stopped in and asked us about this building, and that's when it all started.
The old trading post, built of rail ties, chicken wire, and plaster, still stood.
We couldn't believe it, and we just knew that's where Howdy needed to be painted.
Route 66, connecting Chicago to Los Angeles, was the gateway to the West for America's first automobiles. And this old adobe has a history as colorful as the road itself. It was the Hopi Village Motor Court in the 1920s and offered the only swimming pool between Flagstaff and Gallup, New Mexico. It later became the Howdy Hank Trading Post.
Howdy Hank built a teepee, and it was a curio shop. They had gifts and stuff. You come in.
The friendly cowboy was painted on the western wall to welcome road-weary tourists.
But he was a lot of fun.
Wayne and Jan Christensen ran a feed store out of the building in the 1990s until they retired.
We put it up on top, but that attracts more people. Teepee with a horse on it.
Now, the building is Wayne's workshop, and this stretch of Route 66 is a dead end.
It was in 1987 that they actually decommissioned Route 66 and took it right off the map. A lot of the businesses closed, deteriorated. There's a lot of landmarks that some are still there, but they're very deteriorated.
I was born here 77 years ago on Old Route 66. I saw the grapes of wrath.
Angel Delgadillo fought back to save the roadside relics, including those of his hometown, Seligman.
We formed the historic Route 66 Association of Arizona. Not only did it help to save our town, but we helped to save a little bit of America.
And today Arizona has the longest drivable, uninterrupted stretch of the original Route 66, 157 miles.
One day this car drove up and the guy got out and he looked both directions and he reached down and he grabbed a chunk of the road and put it in his car, and I know he thinks he has a chunk of old 66, which is fascinating.
We have captured the imagination of the world with our Route 66 project.
Route 66 is American itself, yeah, to me.
Restorations now abound in the state, including the Cool Spring Stop outside of Oatman, the Wigwam Motel in Holbrook, and the Museum Club in Flagstaff.
It's coming back. Sure as life, it's coming back.
Martin Zanzucci helped us get the word out about Howdy's return.
People want to discover the history of this country. They want to discover Route 66. They want to find the road. They want to live the life of yesteryear.
It was time to get to work. Joe was lead muralist.
What I've done is taken a photocopy of the image, blew it up, and began to grid out the image so that we could use this grid against a grid placed on the side of the building.
He decided to add Howdy's name up top.
We're going to blow it up. We're going to make little outlines of it so that we can use them as templates to put up against the side of the building.
We packed up the truck, had it blessed, and hit the road. Destination, Joseph City.
Dream of Joseph City. A chief on the couch. Dreamed of.
Wayne, nice to meet you. Heard a lot about you too.
Nice to meet
you. Hi, Jan. Nice to meet you. I'm Larry. Larry, nice to meet you.
I'm We're here.
Old Howdy Hank mural to be repainted in Joseph City. Seems no one's telling you that time was yesteryear. Good job, baby. There it is.
Joe surveyed his canvas for the weekend, while our friends Young and Yaz got a taste of cowboy living.
Excited. We're ready. We're ready to start working. We're gonna start working tonight, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Stop. Okay.
I grew up doing manual labor.
All I know is yucca. That's a little frame.
You're telling me that you don't have any stucco patch. Those are all sold out. And are you the only store that would carry that in Winslow? You are?
Doing okay. All right. Probably gonna have an issue of material. We don't have enough plaster tonight. Yeah, 15 minutes into the project, we're gonna be about a half a day behind.
There was enough plaster to keep Joe busy until the last rays of daylight disappeared over the San Francisco peaks. And then some.
They haven't seen the wall yet.
No, I gotta see the wall. Well, he's at it already, isn't he?
Wow.
Joe?
Dan arrived Friday morning with more plaster and more helpers.
Now we're here on a mission to reconstruct Howdy Hank. Get Howdy Hank back on the map.
But I have a feeling today I'm going to get recruited for knocking down walls and laying stucco, which scares me a little bit. Because it might hurt my nails. I hope that we're going to get it done before we leave on Sunday, deadline at noon, because I'd love to see it.
We're not at all where we thought we would be at this juncture. Certainly the building is more in disrepair than we had originally planned on. This project is turning into a replastering of Howdy Hank rather than a painting of Howdy Hank.
Julia Childs here. Whip it a bit. Just slip it in the oven. Bon appetit.
Okay, now I'm recording.
Yeah, you are. I see the
Okay,
lights
now
on.
this is the first time since we've been here.
Wayne just grabbed the camera from me.
So I'm going to see let her
He
do
decided-
something here.
Give me a little treatment.
My interview was cut short. A van flipped on Interstate 40.
SUV rolled over.
I have an emergency
Another one.
kit.
The newly arrived crew hurried off to help.
All is well.
It's okay.
It's okay. They're wearing their seatbelts.
Such rollovers are common as cars and trucks speed on the interstate.
America of yesterday is right here, and we need to live it like we did then. Slow it up.
back into the core. Hopes and dreams, she hits the road. Fear takes control.
It's a song called Howdy Hank, and we're shooting a music video for it. And we're painting a mural on the old Route 66. And I'm actually based in London, in England, and just came a couple days ago for this project. Where are you on the dial? 12:30. Okay.
Musician Dan Beaulaurier spotted old Hank in Route 66 book. It was the picture in the book that brought the song to life through Dan. 20 or more people are expected to show up today and tomorrow. Others in the area are invited to stop by Joseph City and have a look-see. KINO Radio News.
And we're now setting up the lines for the lettering at the top. The wind's still blowing pretty good, so we're going to wait till the wind dies down and get up on the ladders to do that.
When the desert wind forced us to slow it up, Wayne gave us a tour of his cowboy art.
My John Wayne picture, my older brother sent that to me. This is a Tony Lama belt buckle collection. Very few left. It's a famous bucking bronco, bucking horse, calf roper, bull riding, and saddle bronc. Bev Doolittle, she paints hidden things in her pictures. There's 14 eagle heads in that picture. Here's an eye, here's the beak, here's the head. You see the two Indians right here? And this spirit warrior. But look at the detail that she has in those. There's no hidden ones in that one.
There's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me.
We're on a corner in Winslow, Arizona.
Dan and I decided to visit a nearby rock and roll landmark.
There's Jackson Brown behind me. Every flatbed Ford has a guy in it.
Well, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. There's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me.
Think about musicians. They're strolling minstrels in cars nowadays that love the road so much they want to write about it and talk about it.
Your sweet love is gonna save me.
It is the lore of the road, the many stories and the history that it just is endless to write about it.
There's tears. There's hope in this old road, Route 66. They never lost hope. They all thought if we can get to California, we'll be better off. So the spirit of it is, it's been paid over, but it's right there.
Saturday, day 3. Almost 6 o'clock. Been up for about 45 minutes. A little bit colder than we thought. A little bit windier than we thought, actually.
We're ready.
Ready.
Need be, we're going to work late at night.
We did a lot of work, you can see. It's all primed, all a brand new coat of paint. We're going to use a very tall ladder to reach these top pieces, and it's a little too windy. We may be risking our lives for Howdy a little bit.
I want to go to... It's very windy.
Too windy up here. So despite getting up early, we're not going to get the letters on. So we'll see him up there.
Yeah, just smiling away.
There are 4 ladders and 4 of us and only 1 Joe.
He's sketching right now, and if there's one other person who had 1 iota of artistic ability, they'd be able to help him. But
what young really means is we're not being lazy here, Sonny.
That's right.
There's just really nothing for us.
Not more we can do.
That's right.
While Joe drew on the wall, Wayne began a project inside the building. A gift for me and Joe.
That'd be the center right there, and then one there and then one here. Paint it. Bend the horseshoes. How's that?
Awesome.
That's one of a kind.
Wow. Wayne original.
I have to do little finishing touches to on the back. Put a strip of tape on the back. I'll finish it up for you.
Excellent.
Howdy and his horse are starting to appear on the wall, and that's more exciting. It'll be more fun to start getting some paint on the walls.
That's my baby motorhome with the ants on it.
And Larry showed us some of his artwork.
This is my favorite ant right here. It's my back to my childhood van. Back to the 60s. I wouldn't sell this for nothing. Absolutely, people look at me like I'm weird.
Impressed with Larry's ants, Joe recruited him to paint the letters on some calm day in the future.
We're just waiting for the wind to die down.
My favorite part.
We ended the long day with a barbecue, a sing-along,
I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
and hopes that tomorrow we'd finally finish the mural.
Music would play and Felina would whirl.
Sunday morning, 6 o'clock, no wind, a little cool, and we're ready to go to work. And Joe's on the letter right now, doing the finishing on Howdy's head. We fixed Howdy's ripping his pant problem, so that's all okay.
That's it.
Looking good.
There he is. Somebody won't have to do this again for,
Right.
I don't know, a few years anyway.
That's the brightest spot on all of 66 right now.
After 15 bags of plaster, 8 cans of paint, a whole lot of sweat, and 4 very long days, Howdy Hank and his horse were back on Route 66.
I'm glad lots of people are going to see it. People are going to, get to live a little bit of Route 66, and I'm ready to do another one.
It was a little bit more than we expected, but the results were much better than we expected.
Much more satisfying.
Yeah.
He just really brightens up the whole space. He's just this very simple from the 50s cowboy that when you see it, you can't help but smile.
With the packing came heartfelt goodbyes.
Oh, don't you worry.
I thought about all of the small towns I've sped by in my life.
Bye-bye. We'll see you.
And I was glad I slowed down and stopped for a while in Joseph City.
Most people just cruise by at 90 miles per hour or whatever, and to meet these amazing people that live along the way. Howdy Hank, the mural, sort of allowed us to do that.
We're just glad you just stopped.
Yeah.
We would have missed all this.
There is a spirit of Route 66 that has to do with adventure, free spirit, the good old days. It's very pertinent for today as well because we're in such need of that kind of goodness in today's world.
Why I think the world is looking at Route 66, Seligman, Arizona, and other communities so much because we have so much to offer. So this is my mission now, to tell the world to go forward with their plans, with their dreams. Don't give it up for anyone.
Oh howdy, how what happened?
I had that question asked a lot about, did you ever expect this to happen from a song you wrote? No, I mean, just to have something so cool, like come from a song. Looking back, I'm thinking of, little kids going down the highway and maybe they spot Howdy over there and making people happy, and just what I used to do a long time ago.
And 1, 2, 3.
If you ever plan to motor west,
Travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66.
It winds from Chicago to LA.
More than 2,000 miles all the way.
Get your kicks on Route 66.
Now you go through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, and Oklahoma looks mighty pretty. Now you see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico.
Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona.
Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino, won't you get hip to this timely tip? When you make that California trip, get your kicks on Route 66.
Get your kicks in Joe City, Arizona, and Seligman, Arizona also.
Well, get your kicks on Route 66.
Get your kicks on Route 66.
Come and see us anytime.
Come see us in Howdy.